little series which I started at the start of the transfer window. Haven't done much since then because, to be honest, there's always been something else to talk about. We've got a little bit of dead time, a little bit of downtime now between now and the next game. I say the next games on Tuesday. So this is the little stick or twist series, which is not always stick or twist. It's basically looking at the individual players, what they can offer West Ham for next season. I wanted to discuss Fornals, El Fornacador, the fornicator. Now, it seems like we started off with a bit of loving. I'm talking about myself here, with myself and El Fornacador. And then he's had a little dip last season. But, and I've got to say, last season, let me be perfectly honest here, I thought last season was going to be his best season. I really did, because he'd finished the previous one really, really strongly. Go back and look at the end of, not last season, the one before. Look at the finishing games. He was brilliant. He was excellent. I thought, this is it. He's really going to push on. He's going to thrive. It didn't quite happen. In many respects, last season was his worst season. Now, I'm going to offer a ton of excuses for him here. But even once the excuse has been offered up, he was still a little bit rubbish, really, last season. But I'm going to say what I said last season. I think this coming one is going to be his best. Now, what I think in terms of the mitigation is, he's been played out of position probably more than any other player. Well, actually, to be fair, you could probably say Antonio is, but Antonio likes it. Antonio wants to be known as a centre forward, even asked for the number 9 on the back of his shirt. I think Pablo Fornals is a reluctant left winger and a crap left winger, let's be perfectly honest. But he is there, I think, an awful lot to offer some protection to Cresswell. I think often when we see Cresswell at his best is when Fornals is there. They don't. If you watched in the friendly, there was a point in the friendly against Serviette where Cresswell ran into Masuaku. They basically ran into each other. That doesn't happen to Fornals. Fornals gets out his way. Fornals cuts inside, but Fornals offers protection, which is one of the reasons he plays there. Well, you know what? Firstly, if we get a new left back, Fornals won't need to play there to provide protection. Secondly, I would hope that we do buy ourselves a left winger. I think if we buy ourselves a left winger, then hopefully Fornals doesn't have to play there either. Fornals' best position, he barely plays in at all. I think Fornals' best position is in central midfield when we play with a 3 in the middle there. I think he's, in terms of a central midfielder, he's quite creative. I think as a number 10, I think he's lacking somewhat. I think as a number 10, he's not. There are more creative players. He's not as creative as Lanzini as a number 10. He's not as creative or tricky as Ben Rama as a number 10. Put him back just a little bit, though. He's industrious enough. He does not stop running, so he's industrious enough to be a central midfielder. And he's certainly skillful enough. When you drop him back a bit, his range of passing is pretty good. I also think he probably could benefit from a run of games playing in his favoured position or in his best positions, which is going to be central. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that Fornals is quite talented enough to nail down a first-team place as a guaranteed starter. I think if David Moyes is able to bring in the players that he feels he wants to bring in terms of squad numbers, then I'm not going to say chances are going to be few and far between, but Fornals may well find himself on the bench next season more than he did in the one that's just gone. And I think that's fine, because actually I think in many respects you've got the perfect squad player. Fornals, Ben Johnson are perfect squad players. They can play in a number of positions. They don't moan. They're a manager's dream, because David Moyes knows exactly what he's going to get out of these players. Now, I also think with Fornals that one of his best attributes is the way he moves the ball quite quickly. He doesn't move quickly, particularly himself. He's one of our slowest players. And my word, we still do need some pace in the team, by the way. We really do. Every time I watch us, it's really evident. I'm hoping he's going to buy some quick players. I think he will. It's not. I can't think it's a case that I've noticed it, you've noticed it, but yet David Moyes' coaching team don't notice. We need some pace in the team. But Fornals isn't that. However, what he does do is he moves the ball quickly. So when we're playing counter-attacking football, it will generally be Fornals, who is, not all the time, but often he's the guy that moves the ball and puts it over the top and does it quickly. When we score a goal where we're counter-attacking, where maybe we've scored a goal in 3 or 4 moves, it will generally be Fornals a lot of the time who's played that pivotal pass. Where I think Fornals is not so good is when we've had possession for a lot of passes and when basically the back the opposition's back four, back five was well set in position. I don't think he's quite that, but he's actually quite sharp in his mind. You've seen him a number of times take a quick free kick, and he's very, very good like that. So Fornals got a lot of things going for him. I think another reason where it fell down for him last season, and I completely understand this, is I think at a point where he became a father for the first time, his form absolutely dropped off a cliff. It really did, and I get it. I absolutely get it. You know, I don't know if his baby sleeps through the night. I'm assuming his baby doesn't sleep through the night because I mean he looked absolutely knackered. He still ran around, he still did his bit, but he didn't look sharp. I get it. You know, no one can foresee what that's going to do. We know he's a good guy. We know he's a good bloke. You know what? If he's getting up in the middle of the night doing feeds, he's going to be absolutely shattered. I also think that's going to get easier as it does as time goes on. So I think he's going to be able to be fresher in his mind because of his home situation. I also believe that he's going to be fresher because he's not going to be used as often as he did last season. He's probably going to feel a little bit more energised because he's hopefully going to be used less and less on that left-hand side. I mean, we certainly hope so, don't we? And utilised in the middle. This is going to be really good. Now, for me saying that, I don't mean that Fornals isn't going to be deployed in wide areas. I wouldn't be surprised if this season we see him used on the right a little bit more. Why would he be used on the right? Well, this is why I think so. There were a number of times last season when Bowen didn't play on the right. And let's be fair, he's going to play on the right less and less unless we get a striker as well. But even best will in the world, Bowen doesn't play, he can't play 90 minutes in every single game. And there's a lot of times last season when he didn't, well, Yarmolenko would go on and Yarmolenko would play on the right. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the role Fornals takes up is actually when Bowen leaves the pitch, when Bowen is substituted or whatever, or has to go inside to cover for Mikel Antonio, whatever the case may be. Don't be surprised if Fornals plays quite well, gets used on that right-hand side. Because the manager knows he can. The manager knows he will. He's not going to sit there moaning. He's not going to sit there sulking. We've just done the player ratings for the Patreon with Gio, which is sort of what prompted me to do this video. I thought, you know what, I'll do the Fornals video now. Gio wasn't particularly impressed with Fornals against Serviette. Whilst I didn't think he did anything absolutely brilliant, as I've already explained, I don't expect brilliance and genius for Fornals. He did look sharp. He did look fit. And I think there was enough indication there. I thought we had a few poor performances in that first friendly. I know it's only a friendly, don't read anything into it. But I didn't think Fornals was one of them. I think he looked up to it. I thought there were a few clumsy performances in that game. A few people tripping over their feet, running into one another, as I've already mentioned. But I think Fornals looked sharp. He looked ready. I asked a question as well. Did he go back to training, start training early before everybody else, before he was meant to? Apparently he kept his fitness up. Doesn't surprise anyone. He's got a great attitude. So, stick or twist, Pablo Fornals, absolutely stick. We can't really afford to sell anyone that provides anything of any note to the first team. And you know what? Fornals provides a lot to the first team. So, hopefully, there's a lot less Pablo Fornals next season and a lot more El Fornacador, the fornicator, because when he's had a good game, let's be fair, we get, well, I get pretty excited about him. I like him an awful lot. Great attitude, great squad player. I hope he's going to be at West Ham for many, many years to come. And I think if he has a long career at West Ham, we may be looking at another Ginger Pele. What do I mean by that? I mean a West Ham cult hero.